Hello and welcome inside the Ostrava Arena here in the Czech Republic. It is the penultimate day of the 2021 World Para Ice Hockey Championships, and we are here for the second of our semi-finals, RPC against Canada. It is one we are very much looking forward to, and certainly those in red will be just as up for it as well. 5 years in the making for them. It will be an emotional and palpable occasion. And the Canadians as well, the four-time world champions, looking to do the business and book their place in a gold medal game against the United States of America on Saturday night. The Stars and Stripes comfortably overcoming the Republic of Korea by 9-0 earlier on today. Korea await the losers of this game to defend their bronze medal from the last two World Championships. RPC imperious in Group B in their progress to this semi-final, and comfortable quarter-final victory as well, seeing them through to this stage. The top 6 point scorers in these tournaments so far are all RPC players. Their top scorer, Nikolai Terentev, so far has 8 goals to his name. He has scored in each of the matches that RPC have played so far. And their coach, Ruslan Batirshin, has been pretty reticent so far, shown little emotion, but he knows that this is the game that they have come to win and come to impress. Canada, as we mentioned, have got off to the best start possible when they beat the United States of America on day one. And they have been formidable since, of course, having the extra day's rest compared to their opponents today as well, after a bye through the quarterfinals, after winning their group. Tyler McGregor, top scorer for them with 7 goals. Billy Bridges, one to watch as well, the wily veteran. No goals for him so far, but 6 assists. And also on that third line, some decent young talent coming through in the form of Anton Jacobs-Webb and Antoine Lehoux as well as Ken Babby, who has been there and done it many times before for Canada. We'll hope that this is their year after the United States of America were not only the last World Championship final, but also the last Paralympic gold medal on offer as well. Andrei Kazatkin has not had too much action so far in these championships. He was left red-faced by Norway in Game 3 of the group game when he was beaten from the halfway line by Nordstoga in that one. Dominic Larocque back between the posts as well for Canada after Adam Kingsmill, the youngster, had deputised for him. Larocque, a formidable opponent and best goaltender of Ostrava 2019. And Jakob Grumson of Denmark is part of a full European complement. As far as the officials are concerned, he's got good support, as have I as well. Jonathan Bell took you through this one. Alan March alongside me. And Alan, this is really one to whet the appetite at these World Championships.
We've been waiting for this, haven't we? RPC breezing through their group. 7-0, 9-0, 18-1. They had their way with the B group. Welcome to the big boys' yard. Next up, Canada. We've been waiting to find out whether Team RPC is all that they've been showing us so far, and that one is rifled in early. Just to say, don't forget, we are Canada. We've already beaten the reigning champions. We former world champions ourselves. And we expect nothing more, or nothing less, should I say, than a place in the final. Team RPC, undoubtedly, Jono, the biggest test they've had by a mile.
Absolutely. I think, well, we've got an earlier early penalty here against the Canadians as well. And is that Billy Bridges there, who's being called up by the Danish referee Grumson? See, it's a holding call. Bridges with the offence on Evgeny Petrov, who was coming through. And, well, that is a very early call to be made against Canada there, and maybe a sign that they just didn't want to be stretched too early on. I said this earlier, Alan. I think this will be the sort of game where these two teams, very different, they'll look to be a relentless attacking force, will RPC, whereas Canada a lot more measured. They usually have that game management side and a real balanced approach to these contests. What they didn't want to do, of course, was in the opening minute be on penalty kill duties. But I suppose it is an early chance for RPC to show what they're made of. Have they got it in them to bring their A game to the table here and seize the opportunity? Now it has arisen. We've seen Canada so far. They've been pretty clinical when they've had the man advantage. Are RPC going to use this as a couple of minutes to wear out their opponents or to strike the iron while it's hot? That's a really good play from Hickey, who has impressed more than ever, I would say, for Canada in these championships. We didn't know if he could go one higher. I think he certainly has. He was top scorer at Ostrava last time around with 8 goals. And he's been a superb asset for the Canadians this time, but they're going to go down another man. And on that occasion, it's Westlake. And we are seeing two very experienced Canadians here, stretched, Alan, puffing and resorting to ill discipline very early in this semi-final.
RPC have 47 seconds here in which to rock these World Championships. We're not daft. We turned up here knowing that RPC had blitzed their way through the B pool. Absolutely brushed it aside. We knew that that wasn't their level. Group B of these championships, they've brushed them aside. That wasn't their level. They want some dinner at the top table. And on the menu tonight is Ken Babby and his Canadians. And they're down to 3 on the ice for the best part of a minute here. This is intriguing, to say the least. What a horrific choice of pass, though. Off the hook, pop off there. Well, he'll have to shake his own head, Jono. That is the worst possible place to have put that puck with 30 seconds of 5-on-3. What a terrible choice of pass that was.
Yeah, you wonder if nerves here getting to RPC. I said beforehand, this is a really big occasion for them. It's been a long time in the making. A lot of these players may well have been playing in and amongst the elite before.
Yes.
They are back now, and Canada is saying welcome along. That was Zach Lavin, who was not afraid to pull any punches there at all. But
that's his second
Canada,
big one of the game already, Jono.
And they've got another extra man on the ice now as Hickey goes for it. Oh, how about that on the shorthand? Liam Hickey with a zinger to stick Canada in front against RPC. We wondered if RPC could rock the Canadian boat. Well, the boat is still afloat, and goodness me, it is now sinking. RPC, who gave the puck away to Liam Hickey, a wise interception from him, and he is formidable when driving up the ice. Past several red jerseys and past Kazatkin in a flash. First blood Canada in the semi-final. What a goal.
Well, you said he's exceeded expectations even from his last performances. He just gets better. What a strike that is. It's brilliant composure, great speed, the know-how of how to beat the netminder. And now will RPC rue a poor choice during that 5-on-3. And you might be right, you know. Maybe just a little nervy in these opening stages. If they play their A game here, Jono, you expect this to be end-to-end. You expect this to be RPC playing their best is going on the offensive. We've not seen them defensively, so why would you just all of a sudden change? But they all know that Canada can just start again. They'll regroup after each attack, and they're quick to come past those blue lines. Here, that's neat, by the way. Here, RPC have got to play the way that they've got back to this stage. At the moment, short-handed, they are behind, and it's almost inexcusable. They've got to create some chance. Another poor error there. These are basic errors from the players. They'll know that. I'll tell you now, Ruslan Batirsin will be on the side. He will have his hands gripped so tightly around those pieces of paper that he relies on for his tactics and his notes, because he will be so frustrated here, Jono. They have had a huge advantage numerically, and their own mistakes at the moment have cost them. They've got to get the basics right. But this isn't out the basics book. That's out the Legends locker. Beautiful from Hickey.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking a lot about RPC, but that was a real test of Canada's character. To be down 5-on-3 and to be able to come back and strike in the manner that Liam Hickey did, that is a statement of its own by Canada. RPC, defensively, an unknown quantity. They have not been tested in these championships so far. This already a much more even contest than the earlier semi-final, you have to say, between Korea, who have got experience in the top 4 of the world, compared to RPC. But Canada getting the only goal of the game so far, when they were down a man as well. And now they've got the boost they needed as McGregor's got his man one-on-one. Oh, that was a save from Kazatkin of the top draw. Was that for the cameras, or was it needed? Either way, he went flying there, as it was McGregor with the effort. But already we've seen Canada's 2 most experienced players be in the penalty box, and they still managed to get the only goal of the game so far. This is pulsating, and it's got a long way to go. We'll be back after this break. Well, McGregor, we said 7 goals so far for him in these championships. RPC topping the scoring standings, as we've already said, not just with the goals, but there's been plenty of assists to be provided as well for those many goals they've already put in the back of opponents' nets. It's been a terrific display of dominance so far in these championships, but we all knew that this was more of a test for them. Hickey, oh, has he got through so many red jerseys there? He just puts his route in the sat-nav, goes to his destination, and no one is there to stop him. And apart from, on that occasion, Andrei Kazatkin was equal to it, and he will be relieved, but he's certainly had his glove warmed a lot more in the opening 5 minutes of this contest than he has in the previous 4 games of these championships put together. As Canada come tight angle, it was squeezed out from the near side. That was Hickey again going for an effort. Canada really getting in amongst it here. This is now Jacobs Webb. Crane now taking over. Kamzin locking in. RPC fighting away. This is not the clean, fluent hockey we're used to seeing from them. It can't be. At the moment, they have to dig in. They have dug in. And now the question is, Alan, are Canada going to have a sustained period of pressure here? Because, again, it's back against the wall stuff for RPC that they are not accustomed to, and neither are we.
The spaces that RPC have had in the last year and a half, 2 years of playing, whether it be in the B pool, whether it be in the B group, they're not here anymore, and they're going to have to deal with that really quickly, or they can't keep coming up with errors either. bundled to the ground is Halbert, but he's done wonderfully well. He's kept it up in the corner here. Volkov pushing. Halbert still in there. And this will be good for the Canadians as well, Jono. You know, this is not just about RPC testing themselves against a better side. It'll be good for the Canadians to have a battle. Yes, they had a tough draw in the opening game. That game versus the Americans, they always know that's going to be tough. But it'd be great for them to have somebody else on the scene that's going to want to go toe-to-toe, that's going to want to try and battle and push hard. And that's exactly what RPC are offering here. However, behind his own cage, there's a mistake. However, what RPC have got to do is quit those mistakes that they've made so far. And they're just starting here now to put a little pressure on. Good forechecking a moment ago. This is Shikov. Already with 14 points to his name, 5 goals, 9 assists. Trying to keep it inside the blue line, they have done, but nobody else in a red jersey had read that, and he looks frustrated. He's hammered it around the back of the net. Nobody else there, but it was good, solid work. I think it was Petrov doing it. On his own, around the outside, Lisov trying to conjure something up. Oh, and it's going to be the RPC that end up in the box this time around. Well, they've had their opportunity. Not 4, but 3 up against them. This is Petrov. You see there, just hooks the bottom of the sledge with his stick. It's not even subtle. And guess what? The referee's right there. Petrov goes to the penalty box. This is great, Jono. This is what we wanted.
It is. And we're just seeing the moment before that. Hickey, look at that. He's knocked the puck between those 2 or 3 red jerseys and then gone round the outside on the scenic route, and he's still managed to make it round. Crane, well beaten away by Kazatkin. But yeah, Petrov coming on the ice there after the line change, trying to support his captain, maybe a bit too keen. Here's Hickey. Goal surely on the cards whenever he gets the puck. That time it's cleared away. But as soon as he is able to just sit and have a moment to assess the scene, you know the alarm bells are ringing back there for RPC, who are trying, but in vain there, to get up high with Lisov. It's Hickey now around the outside. He's everywhere on the ice at the moment. It's good play from the Canadians. Lovely flick of the wrist as well, trying to find McGregor. They'll get it on the second attempt. Space opening up now. Feed there was from Hickey. It was deflected. Bridges to Westlake. Now Hickey. Oh, it's flashed across. Well, Canada here, probably with their best 5 on the ice at the moment to make the most of this power play. Hickey gets it. Scored on the shorthand already. Now trying to provide with the man advantage. McGregor just couldn't get it out of his blades. That's a good play from Kamzin back there, the number 9 for RPC. He's been locked in a few scrums so far, then it just squirms out. That puck not keeping still for RPC. They want to kill it, but it's still moving around. Oh, another shot goes wide. This is frenetic back there at the moment for them in red. Canada looking to get a second. That would be quite a buffer to have had from the opening 10 minutes as Bridges will release. Oh, how on earth has Kuznetsov kept that out? That was incredible. Kamzin and Kazatkin out of the game. Kuznetsov, though, I don't know if he was deliberately covering for his goaltender, but he'll be grateful that he did. Hickey going so quickly almost there. You could see the wind going through his jersey as Petrov, well, he'll be happy with the way that puck positioned itself as the power play ended. Straight back into the action as Lavin is checked. And RPC need to get this puck out of the blue zone. But that was a relentless 2 minutes. It's still not over. Maybe a chance here for Corbin Smith. RPC have done very well to see that out, Ella, because Canada are relentless.
This is great. This is what you pay your money for. We're not even charging you. Fill your boots. This is brilliant. Oh, manoeuvre. Just shifted his way around the oncomer, did Corbin Smith. He got held up the next time around. Henry shifts it out to the far side, but they'll clear this one up. And they've made a bit of space here. They've made a bit of space of their own. They're just going to blast it towards Laurent. You wouldn't expect him to concede one from that sort of distance today. Terentev, they need to get him an opportunity. 8 goals so far. Leading point scorer of 14. Almost indecisive. 2 of them going towards it. It was Kuznetsov that brushed it through centre ice on the diagonal. Well won back by Shikov. The big boys, those big names from RPC, they look like they can just about go toe-to-toe, but it's got to be cohesive. And they seem to have eradicated some of those early doors mistakes. The passing's got to be slick. It's got to be timed. It's got to be right. That's a nice idea. Try and drill it in towards the crease on an angle. Petrov holding one up. They need to make sure they don't leave too much space. Crane on the reach. Over the blue line it goes, but easy for Galkin to pick up. A 10-point tournament for Galkin so far. That'll just hit the board a little too hard, will it? Cross comes Westlake to use all of his experience. 35-year-old from Toronto. Oh, there's a sandwich. An RPC with a bread on that occasion. Lisov to chase back. Hickey to control. Jacobs Webb gets a little nudge. Well, who in fact it was. Hickey chasing. Hickey getting there. Hickey firing, and it's wide. Oh, and again, just unable to take it with them. This time Sokolov has made a bit more of the clearance than he needed to. Terentev on the far side. He's dispossessed neatly. Good play to avoid offside this time around. Good switch. Little shimmy. It's nice from Hickey once more. How many times will we say that in this game? It goes right across the crease at an angle. Miachit up the far side. Terentev coming inside. If Terentev can turn, he might be able to get help on the attack here. Oh, it's good defensive work, but still RPC get across the blue line. Can they get a shot away? That's where they're struggling. They're doing 80% here, Jono. They're matching physicality. They are getting forward, but they just cannot make enough space to actually fire that one in.
No, Canada are looking extremely solid at the moment. RPC not being able to stretch the Maple Leafs like they have with so many of the sides that have gone before them this week. And Canada will be happy with this 1-goal advantage. Maybe that was a bit sloppy, though. Opportunity perhaps here for Galkin. Didn't get the support. RPC looking to make the line changes whenever they can. As this has been breathless stuff, and they will need a rest. Their lungs will have not had this level of impact on them over the course of the week so far. But we knew this would be one heck of a semi-final showdown. And so far it's lived up to that billing, and you just feel like there's so much more that both sides can give as well. As McGregor just runs into trouble in centre ice. Maybe coming through there was an opportunity. Sison was blocked out. Kamzin now trying to squeeze it down the far side. RPC not getting numbers up the ice here. Maybe conserving the 1-goal deficit and trying to lay the foundations for a second period comeback. Sison happy to slow it down as well. Canada will take the 1-goal advantage. RPC perhaps glad it's only just the one. That man there, how has he stopped this? Watch Kuznetsov, number 19. Westlake, get out of my way. Bridges hits the shot. Oh, it deflects off Kuznetsov. It was goal bound.
Is it even going in?
There's no doubt about it.
Oh, I don't know. I think he nearly puts that in, John. I think that's going wide.
Maybe it's just
Westlake's
a wake-up
almost
call to
taken
the
out
game.
one of the concession stands. That is superb stuff.
Period.
Well, brilliant, brilliant. Well, there you go. If you tuned in wanting to be bored to tears, you better turn over, because it's not happening here. RPC are putting up a fight. Mistakes have meant that they haven't quite delivered at the other end. Liam Hickey has delivered, as Liam Hickey has delivered in every single game here at these 2021 championships. I am delighted to tell you there are still 2 whole periods to come, which means more great action. RPC trail, it's not by much. Canada have got the only goal so far in the semi-final. We'll be back for period 2.
Here we are with Tyler McGregor. Tyler, you're leading after the first period. It's a hard-fought game as we expected it to be.
Yeah, it's been pretty chippy, pretty physical. Not really how we wanted to start with 2 penalties off the bat. They're going down 5 on 3. But I thought we did a really good job killing them off. Hicks scored an unreal shorty, so that's a pretty big confidence boost. And then from there, I thought we played a lot better. Got some pucks on net, which was really a big focus of ours. I don't think this goalie's really been tested a whole lot coming from the other pool. So I thought we tested him a bit. Need to get a few more good scoring chances, but overall really happy with the way we started.
What's the plan for the second period?
I think much of the same. I don't think they've played a game at this pace yet this tournament. So I think we have that going in our favor. For us, it's just about dictating the pace of play. I think we got to be loud, talk to each other, help each other out, be physical on them, make them turn pucks over. I think our team speed allows us to capitalize on those chances. So I think that's the plan moving forward.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Ostrava. And how wise of you to be with us for this one, the second of our semi-finals on the penultimate day of the 2021 World Para Ice Hockey Championships, RPC against Canada, and it is not disappointing one bit. Canada in white, leading by a goal to nothing at the end of the first period. That man has weathered a bit of a storm so far in the RPC goal. Already, Greg Westlake, the second longest serving Canada player, has spent a bit of time in the penalty box. That was pretty early on in the period. He and Billy Bridges in there after just a couple of minutes, but Canada was still able to score on the shorthand, and it's Liam Hickey's strike that separates these two. Dominic Larocque yet to be tested. No shots in on his goal in the first period, as the natives are here early for the Czech game, but with a good idea of the entertainment that they are set to see in the remainder of this semi-final. A reminder that the winner plays the United States of America tomorrow night after they comfortably disposed of the Republic of Korea earlier today. And RPC will be keen for a place in that final. What they do know is they'll at least have an opportunity tomorrow to compete for a medal, and of course they've already qualified for next year's Paralympic Winter Games as well in Beijing. But will they fight for a spot in the final? Second period coming up. Canada still eyeing up a first World Championship victory and what is their fifth attempt on European soil. However, they have won 4 other World Championships titles and looking to take back the gold medal after the United States won it here in Ostrava in 2019. Alan, what do you reckon he's been saying to his RPC side at the intermission?
I think if he's fair to them, he's kind of said more of the same. What he will expect is an eradication of some of the errors that not only prevented them from doing something different with that two-body advantage early in the first, but also there were just a few passes that went awry that he will need them to get rid of and out of their system. And maybe that first period is what they needed. So I don't think trailing by 1 against the wannabe world champions is a bad thing. If it was 3 and 4, John, I think he'd be absolutely furious. But part of him will be delighted because this is touching distance. This is not out of reach, not out of sight. It's offering themselves something that they can work on. They've got to strike next, they'll know that. They've certainly got to be the ones to get the next goal, a go-ahead goal. Bring themselves level and then try and push at the door. Equally, Westlake there getting a hand, but equally, from a Canadian point of view, Ken Babby will be saying it is imperative that we get the next strike. And the longer it stays at 1-0, perhaps the more nervy the Canadians will get, not being able to put this one to bed. But there's a lot of if, buts and maybes in all of that. The current facts are that Canada lead, and here they come with McGregor, but he's held up. Back inside their own blue line they come. Bridges in motion, but not getting it. Hickey can either make something for himself or make something for somebody else. And crossing over and staying on, that was neat. Little pirouette, then slamming it across the ice at an angle. He knew exactly what he was doing. 13:05 on the clock. Hickey, the difference maker so far, but this is what we come to expect of him, Jono, here. He just breezes past one. Oh, and another. Who else has got something? I'll go around you instead. But then just watch this for a moment of brilliance. He took a quick look where the pass was, all the way around. We just didn't quite get to see the end of that. But it was superb, Jono.
Yeah, I mean, he travels around the ice with such ease and grace. And you can just see on that replay as well, he does leave the puck available to the opposition to come in and say, come on then, try and take this off of me. And then as soon as they get close, he bypasses them in an instant. Seems to see the game a split second before anyone else. And, well, he's been the standout man for me in these championships. He was the best defenseman of 2019 as well. As Lisov down the other end. Now, this is an opportunity. Oh, it's wide from Kamzin.
Oh.
That was a flash in the pan from RPC, and they're going to be down a player in a second as well. But that was a moment there
Gotta take chances.
that Adak Kamzin, who has already scored in each round of these World Championships so far, just glaringly close to a semi-final goal as well.
Gotta take them. Do you know what? In every other game they've played, he scores that. He absolutely scores that. Well, there's the penalty. And it's from Kamzin, and maybe a little bit of that is a hangover from frustration. I tell you now, he's sat in that box. He's not thinking about the penalty. He is thinking about that huge opportunity, that moment in the spotlight that he's just had under the dancing lights of the Ostrava arena. He should have put his own name in lights. What a chance that was. Beautifully crafted as well. Now they've got to hold out. It's getting a little niggly. Volkov saying, who, me? No, not at all. But that one's straight into the gloves, and we see Volkov and Westlake next to each other there, and there'll be lots of thoughts going through Tyler McGregor's head as well as Ken Babby. He's out there on the ice. He's leading his troops, and they've got it out the blue. Nice and deep. And Hickey it is to start this again from right behind his own goal. On the goal line, Hickey then. What can he help to produce? McGregor, he's held up. Oh, dear. A bit of steering error from Terentev there. Good check from Lisov, I think it was, on the blue line. An opportunity here, short-handed maybe. He's just going to fire this in. That's a strange one. You may as well put that on the goalie. Terentev this time. But again, we've got less than 60 seconds of the power play. Oh, my word, there's some airtime on that one. Terentev goes up in the air, almost touching the video board above his head, and comes back down. And 22 red is the shout. Didn't think he'd get away with it. Wow! Shoulder to shoulder. And he is, well, it's not shoulder, is it? It's almost on the front of McGregor. And now RPC find themselves in the same situation the Canadians did in period one. Ken Babby having a chat. He's got a two-man advantage. All he needs to write on that piece of paper, Jono, is we've got to score here.
Yeah, I think that the Canadians here, this is a game-deciding opportunity. If they take the chance here, with the overloads that will be available to them, then it could be too big a margin for RPC to try and contend with. It will certainly mean the Canadians could relax, but RPC, they've made this a very chippy and physical contest, and that is only likely to continue as the 5-on-3 continues. It's Hickey, the driving force. This is going to be remorseless stuff now from Canada, who will really look to put a nail in the coffin for RPC. Westlake picking it up. Still options up there. Bridges. We've got the Same awesome 5 on again that they had in the previous power play in the first period here, Canada. These are the best 5 on the ice to be able to get this job done. Bridges now, they're queuing up. He's teasing them, pulls it back,
He's
there's
done
the
it.
goal. Captain McGregor, 8th of the tournament. And that's a really important goal for Canada. There was a sense of inevitability, even in the Canadian approach. It was a cool-headed one. It was methodical. It was well played. Bridges, McGregor, lethal. 2-0 Canada. And they are a big, big stride closer to the gold medal game against the United States.
Interesting one here, John. Were they inside the last power play, or were both still off the ice? Have they just scored a fraction outside of keeping a player off the ice here? Interesting to see that, but because the clock was certainly ticking down. Either way, magnificent McGregor. And I think that's what the chat is here. I think they're trying to take a look at the time as to see whether that was scored with 2 off or technically 1 off. So, interesting. RPC have got 5 on the ice here, Jono.
Yeah, it's a really good point.
A small bonus
really
for them.
Important. Yeah. Well, that man, is he fit enough to tie Liam Hickey's laces? If so, fair play to him, because that man has been the star of this tournament. Looks like we're going 5-on-5, Alan.
There's gold in them laces, mate. There's gold in them laces. There's absolute dynamite in the sticks, though. That's the problem. Out here on the near side, Terentev. You feel that he's one of those that just hasn't reached peak for RPC yet. Another puck giveaway. They're being spun around, the Canadians. They're being pushed and prodded. They'll appreciate this is a tougher affair than the Americans have had to go through with South Korea. Whistle goes. Cosolino doesn't go any further. And we don't go any further for a moment. It's 2-0. 1 in each period so far. Is that enough? We'll find out together after this break.
Well, the Canadians making that second goal look so simple. Makes you want to have a go on the ice yourself. It really does, but it's never as easy as it looks. And power play goal puts Canada 2 up after a short-handed goal in the first period. And those are the 2 crucial moments of this semi-final so far, with Canada in the driving seat to face USA tomorrow evening in the gold medal game. And RPC not letting this one up at all. 1 goal could be crucial here, as Canada will know all too well themselves, but they pride themselves on their game management. They don't necessarily run away with contests like this, but when it's tight, they usually have enough to see it through. As McGregor tries to slot it through the gap. Westlake's got a bit of room to come into. Went for goal himself.
Whoa.
That flashes wide. And Kazatkin didn't really know what was going on there, but we heard from Tyler McGregor at the first intermission And their game plan is get a few efforts in on Andrei Kazatkin's goal because he's not been tested. They don't know what he's like in these championships yet. Same with the RPC defence in general. And they've certainly done that, have the Canadians. 5 shots in the first period from them. Larocque still yet to make a save, but of course, Adak Kamzin with a huge opportunity for RPC before he then was penalised, and it led to, of course, the Canadian power play. Lisov leading by example. Canadians just
small margins,
a yard ahead at the moment, reacting first to the puck, and that's really smart play from Smith, which releases Hickey. Hickey round the back. Lisov does well, tied up against him. Maybe a bit of an opportunity here for RPC. Terentev trying to get on it. That was a last line play there from Sison. Very smart play from him, as some of the youngsters now on the ice for Canada, who we've seen to good effect so far in these championships. Halbert, though, called back for the offside. And this is a moment of the game where you feel as though if Canada can keep it ticking along at an even keel like this, it will see RPC with a big struggle in the third period. That was a close effort. But if RPC are to mount some sort of comeback, this is a time of the game where they really need to find another gear.
Yeah, you feel like they've got to get off the mark before that final period. Give themselves a little bit of a inspiration going into that final. But they're still in the faces. They're still working hard here. Terentev, whilst he hasn't been as good with the puck, certainly his defensive work has been pretty solid. That's a strange effort from Myachin, trying to get through 2 or 3 Canadian bodies. Terentev here, unable to shift it from left to right quick enough to get a shot away. That is dribbled in, but he might get another chance here. Peels off. Quick rebound. No. Good stuff from Dominic Larocque. And that, again, just goes to show you that this one is not over. Not by a long shot. If that bounces out a little bit more central, and Terentev has a little bit more time to react, he might have found a different part. It doesn't hold it, Larocque. And the angle is against Terentev. If that comes out on his left and he's able to have a go from that side, it may well have been a little bit different. You wouldn't expect Dominic Larocque of his quality at 33 to concede from a shot like that. However, RPC will be delighted to have made a chance like that. Here's McGregor again. Missed by Bridges. RPC come away down this near side. Neat build-up. That's really nice. Lisov, he's got support, but he'll have to go alone, Lisov, and this time clinging on is Larocque, and they're just growing into this. 8 minutes to go. Oh, and Lisov and Lavin not having a love-in here in centre ice. Whoa, what's that all about?
RPC's best moments of the game, these, Alan. They've got to use this as a token of momentum going into the latter part of the period. But will it translate into a goal? It'll certainly ruffle up the Canadians. That's Lisov's ploy there. Get them riled, let them know they're still in a semi-final bout. Larocque, one of the best, if not the best in the world, always going to seal that short side. He's done it on the last couple of occasions. You'd expect him to be saving those. And yes, we've not seen much from him in this tournament so far. We've seen some good performances as well from his replacement, Adam Kingsmill. But he is one of the most mobile goaltenders around. Really utilises the area he's got around the crease. But he knows now he's got to be on guard.
Oh!
He is upright, as is Henry there, slamming into the backboard. But they've got possession of the puck here in Canada. at 6s and 7s. Galkin now. Oh, Galkin's got an angle. Oh, the rock saves. Power play coming up for RPC, but that was a big chance for Galkin, who worked a lovely angle, and Larocque even to it again.
Got to do better. Got to do better. You heard me shout it. Sorry, Jono. Just how many more chances do they want here? I know Dominic Larocque is hard to beat. That's not a part of it. What a hit that is from Henry. Coming in, and after that, you could see already the RPC bench had got their arms up. They knew there was a penalty inbound, but Galkin has gone right down the gullet. Make Larocque work at least. At least pay for his time here. He's been a passenger for most games. He's had to do a little bit here, but you fancy he thought he'd be doing even more. It's still 2-0, but this is as lively as you'd like it. Here in Ostrava, we're going for a break. Canada, 2 up.
I have to say, if you were in Galkin's sled at that moment, you're looking for the room in the goal. There's not much room past Larocque. Very difficult to find room up top against him. And he blocks the sides as well. Terentev low. Oh, has that got in? It has.
Whoa!
Well, there is the gap. Miachin has found it. And his 4th goal of these championships is a huge one for RPC. Not only an emotional release for them in terms of how far they've come, but in the short term, it is a route back into this semi-final, and they have utilised that power play in a moment of seconds. Terentev to Miachin, and it was scruffy, and maybe that was the only way you were going to beat Larocque. But it's 2-1 now, Canada, and RPC have got the momentum.
Oh, game on. Absolutely. You could feel it, Jono. They were just coming back into it, weren't they? Mikhail Miachin takes a breather, but take a bow at the same time, sunshine. Not many people get one past Dominic Larocque. And a high percentage of the time, if you've got one past him, you're wearing an American jersey. No such joy this time. RPC 1, Canada 2, an entire period and 5 still left to play. Spin the roulette wheel, because you do not know the answer to this one. None of us do. Racing across the ice here is Galkin. Up their right side, but that's too easy. 3 white jerseys waiting for that one. But just look at the line of red shirts coming for them. An opportunity here, bashed into the corner, but not quite what they wanted. Hickey. Now they need the magic man more than ever. Smith trying to join in. Can they get this out of the blue line, surrounded by 3 red jerseys here? Hickey onside, but whoa, look at the speed from Galkin. And now a chance on the right-hand side. Cam's in. Lovely little drop inside. Lisov. Oh, deflection, and Larocque clings on here. Any more pace on that deflection, and that would have been 2 apiece. Larocque obviously diving for the initial shot here, Jono. It gets a deflection, it softens it, and Larocque has time to turn around and change his body weight. But Terentev, that's a beautiful, beautiful play inside. Miachin gets it up high, off the shoulder. But Terentev's ability... Oh, Larocque is so close when you look at it from that angle. So, so close. Buckle in, peeps. This is going to get real bumpy, Jono.
Yeah, well, it is the RPC in the cockpit at the moment, and they are causing quite a lot of turbulence for Canada. But that goal from Miachin, it's a big striker look. Terentev, great play from him. You just see off the puck, McGregor and Bridges get tied up in knots into one another. That gives Terentev that extra bit of breathing space to put it across. And Miachin cannons off the sledge and stick and loops over past Larocque. It does take a freakish moment like that to beat such a formidable stopper. But finally, we can crane our necks to our right as Canada progress into RPC territory for the first time in what feels like a long time. 3.5 to go in this period, and, well, you wouldn't rule out another goal before this is out. And we've seen on a couple of occasions, when Hickey gets that puck behind his own goal line, he is being targeted quickly at source by RPC. It's so important they continue to do that, because he is the main man for Canada. He is the man that progresses defence straight into attack at the toss of a dime. And RPC have found the energy to come out now and really give this game a good go. Canada's still leading, and let's not forget, when Brodie Roybal scored early in the third period in the first group game of these championships, we thought and wondered if Canada would hold on. They did, stoutly in the end. But they really need to dig in once again here and give it all they've got, every sinew. And if they do progress to the final, Canada, we have to say they've been given the best warm-up possible for a final against the United States. There's going to be another penalty in a moment as Miachin and McGregor tangle.
And again.
See the...
It's a stern look, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, that's a slashing there. Is that from McGregor? Well, we'll have to see what the call involves. Miachin comes in, big check. McGregor wafts at the helmet of Miachin. And it is, in the end, 23. Well, we didn't see that on the replay. But time for Volko in the box, and every big moment of this game so far, Alan, has hinged on a power play.
Yeah, you feel like it has. Here, Canes would love to extend their lead to 2 once again. Send RPC back to the locker room thinking about needing to get 2 more at the moment. RPC are pretty much in exactly the same scenario they were in at the end of the first period. They only trail by 1. And at that point, as I said to you, Ruslan Batirshin, he'll be okay with that. I was going to say delighted, absolutely not. No one's delighted at trailing. But he'll be okay with that. He'll know his side of... They've now registered a goal. He'll know that they have been competing. They've got to get rid of some of these errors. And that's offside. So back we go, and Volkov. Was that the point? Maybe. Can't see what else it would have been for, I suppose, but he towels himself down. Was to calm himself down as well. This one squirts backwards. Oh, that was rather tempting. Just in front of a red sledge, and they're trying to read the passes here. That's good. That's really good work. Oh, there's a bit of getting stuck into McGregor there. The captain won't mind. He's been there, seen it, done it, but they are getting into the faces. Lisov, the opposite number 8. He's got a chance to come away with this. He'll just thwack that forward, but he couldn't in the end. Lavin is nudged, just off balance. Hits the deck, shot comes in, it bounces off Kasatkin. 16 seconds of the power play remaining. 2 players stuck in the corner. Canada now holding on in the corner. 5 seconds left. Back out it comes right in front, though. It's not been cleared at all well. Keep jabbing it goalwards. And here comes the man off the penalty, which is Volkov, and he can feed an opportunity here. RPC back to Volkov, straight from the penalty box. Oh, he was nearly an instant hero. Big hit from Kams in behind there. Lisov comes away with it. He tries to pull it back. Still tries. Some calm is needed. Smashed out near side. Over the blue line it goes. Time runs out. Well, I tell you what, 15 minutes more of that, please, sir. What do you say, Jono? That's what we want in the third period.
Wow. I mean, I don't know who we're going to try and get an interview with, Alan, in this second intermission, but anyone with a small amount of lung capacity will do, because if anyone is able to speak at the end of that period, it would be quite something. That was two teams there giving it their all, and you have to give credit to RPC, Mayachin getting the goal back after McGregor got Canada's second in this period. And then to kill that penalty, as they did at the end there, was a tremendous effort. That will give them a huge amount of spirit to go into the third period with. But Canada are the ones still in front, and they have protected slim leads like this before. We saw it on game day 1 against the United States of America, and they're going to have to pull out all the stops here to seal their tie against the United States of America tomorrow in the gold medal game. We're at the break, 2-1 Canada, and we'll be back very soon.
Billy Bridges is here with us. Billy, a tough second period for you. RPC is looking like they find a formula for your game.
Yeah, I mean, they're a great team. The IPC has them ranked #1 here of these semifinals, so we knew what to expect when we were coming in. So we knew we had to work hard to beat these guys, and they're matching us a bit, but we still have a lot left in the tank.
What's the idea and what's the plan for the third period?
Just what we've been doing. We're rolling 3 lines. We have lots of weapons on this team, lots of guys that can contribute, and I think if we just keep doing what we're doing, we're going to come out with the win.
You've pulled out a magic assist for Tyler out there. It looked pretty good on the TV.
As long as Tyler and Liam are concerned, all you have to do is get them the puck, and they're going to put it in. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back to the final period of a pulsating semi-final at the 2021 World Para Ice Hockey Championships. RPC trailing Canada 2-1 going into the final 15 minutes. Big moments ahead in this one. Billy Bridges will be hoping for a better period than he just started it there, struggling to get out of the team bench. 50-50 on face-offs, 11 shots from Canada, 7 from RPC. A power play goal apiece. The only difference is Liam Hickey's goal on the shorthand in the first period. Dominic Larocque, his goal, has taken a bit of a battering in the second period. Canada will be hoping that that was the worst of it. They know they've got it in their ranks to take it one higher if needed. We heard from Billy Bridges in the last intermission say they have a lot left in the tank. They're rolling on the three lines. They believe that they have enough strength in depth to see off RPC in the final period of this super showdown for a spot in Saturday's final. RPC so close. They could almost taste it, but they need at least one more goal. Alan, we've enjoyed it so far, and if the previous 30 minutes are anything to go by, these final 50 minutes should be epic.
What's not to enjoy? I think that's a bigger question. What could you not possibly have enjoyed? Maybe you're squirming a little bit if you're a Canadian fan because RPC are coming at you, but other than that, it's been breathtaking. Simply brilliant. Let's have some more then. Here in the... Let's find out together here in this third period. Big early save. Huge double save. Oh, Kasatkin at the double there. First one's brilliant. Second one hits him. And a loose puck gives plenty of time to regroup. Canadians wriggling free on this near side. They won't get much further than that. Lavin out on the ice. That one's drifts into no man's land. Well, hopefully we get a look back at this double save here then. First one's brilliant. He pushes it back out. Second one hits him in the side of the... Oh, the side of the head. That is fantastic. He might not think so. I certainly do. Kasatkin here. Well, that's what a helmet's for, young man. You may as well use it. Well, the protective gear doing just that. And a chance here, maybe for RPC. No, it's nicked back off them by Henry, but then he has it stolen again. And they're going toe-to-toe here. Who can move it around most effectively? Dumped up the ice. The chase was on. Cozzolino ended up with possession, but back down the other end we go. Plenty of time to rewrite the story for RPC. Or can the Canadians find another gear? We know they are capable of some wonderful things. At the moment, they're being tested more so than ever before in this tournament, certainly. They might themselves a little bit of space here. That is some very, very good defensive work, Jono. Not one, but twice an RPC shirt got in the way.
This is a really strong start from Canada in this final period. That's exactly what Ken Babby will have asked for. RPC with a moment to flurry forward there, but Canada have really got a grip of this one. They just need the next goal to really display the dominance that they've got. Penalty coming up, though, for Canada. Can they score here, RPC? They will have the power play if they don't. It's been well worked. Lisov have gone 6 on 5 here while they've got this impending power play, which will come up now. Well, this is a big moment. I mean, we've said almost countless times now how the power plays are having a huge bearing on the result of this one. Power play goal apiece so far. The early power play that RPC had, of course, led to the shorthand goal for Canada. And now it's an opportunity with Hickey in the box, out of all people, for RPC to bite back and get an equaliser. Big moments, Alan.
Certainly isn't. It couldn't have been any bigger player to be leaving the ice as well. RPC will take some inspiration in that one. Can they conjure up an equaliser onside here? Good play with the stick. Nice drop back pass. Can they? Oh, what a hit that is. Huge from McGregor. Oh, just when you need him. That is absolutely massive from McGregor. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the replay of that. What a piece of defensive work that was. McGregor comes across and nails him. Just as you think he might be about to pull the trigger. No. There's Tyler McGregor. Fabulous stuff, Jono. What a hit.
Brilliant stuff. This game, the temperature of it increasing by the moment. Interference call now being made by the Danish referee. We see it here. Coming in. Call made. And Terentev in the box. Breathless stuff. 4 on 4 now. Does this suit RPC more? I wonder. I do wonder. Well, what we do know is that if neither side is able to capitalise, there will be an opportunity for Canada to have an advantage. But this is a moment of the game where experience begins to tell, and someone needs to put a cooling influence in it. Rikoff with a great hit. Now Bridges, the most experienced man on the ice. McGregor, patient from him. Surveys the scene. Nice move away from Galkin. But you look at this now. This is game management from Canada, taking the sting out of it because it's been a frenetic last 5 minutes. Galkin will look to try and reverse all of that work there from Canada and stoke things up once more. But the Maple Leafs refusing. And they're going to have an advantage as well for the next 55 seconds. What can RPC do? Captain Lisov here, just hogging possession on that right side. He's away from one. Not got the support he may have hoped for. Lost a stick as well. And will this leave them short as Westlake looks up? Oh, he's giving it straight to Lisov. Recovery there was from Corbin Smith for Canada. Lisov still has it. And finally, it goes into the neutral zone. But Canada here not having the power play advantage they thought they might do. They seemed to slow it down while it was 4 on 4. They didn't want to leave themselves exposed to the pace of RPC. But now they're not being able to make the most of it once they do get an advantage. And RPC with a brilliant penalty kill at the time of a game where really it matters more than ever. Although that was a bit astray, and maybe it's left the back door open. Volko will be grateful that Kamzin was back there and that Canada's output wasn't brilliant. Tarentev back on the ice. He's got to be the key man to score the equalising goal. And then we have a hit, and that was charging, and this is effervescent as it's one after the other in the penalty box now. It's Antoine Lehoux who's back in there. But who's winning at the moment? It is still Canada. 2-1 against RPC. We've got a break, but you will not want to miss the remaining part of this thrilling semi-final. Well, Lehoux in the box. Ken Babby. Oh, he's seen it all before, hasn't he? But it still gets tense. It is still frenetic, and it means so much to Canada and RPC. Here's the chance then. They're going to plot their way to an equaliser. Tarentev. Oh, the rock stretched. Well, he is so good at when it's aimed high, he gets high. And he may be the man keeping Canada in this one for the next 1:30 now. That's good clearance from Canada. Real good grit, determination. They are fighting to keep this lead, just like we saw on match day 1 against the United States. Time on RPC's side, but not in this power play if they're wasteful like that. This is Tarentev. He goes high, he goes short side, and Larocque had that post sealed. Really clever effort from Tarentev, but it's going to take something to beat Larocque here, Alan.
Fascinating. Fascinating game, this. Jono and I have been talking for the last few days about we can't wait to see what the RPC can do against one of the kings of the game. Well, they're in the castle of the kings, and they're no jesters. Nope, no siree. They are more than deserving here. Their seat at the table. And this one is not over. Not over at all. That one's a little loose, and they needed something better, and there's a big cheer as it's hammered clear, and you can imagine that every bench, every spectator is drawn into this now, and they'll be feeling the emotion that we are here up in the commentary box. It's fascinating stuff. Oh, Kamzin, can he make enough space here to get this one away? No, he can't. He's got Petrov for company. That one's dumped away again. Left side now. Through centre ice they come. Offside, that's basics. And immediately Petrov looks to his left, frustrated. So too does Ruslan Batyrshin. He just looks away for a moment. There's Tarentev. Shikov. On the ice, Petrov and Kamzin. These have been the stars. Lisov's on there as well. They've been the stars of this team. Through Pool B. Through B. Oh, that's neat, but not quite enough. And in the previous games, Jono, they were the things that were just coming off for them. They were just... When they have a bit more ice time, when you got a bit more time to see, okay, here's Hickey. He's got Machin for company. He's got away from them, then his own player gets in the way. Is this a chance? Oh, brilliant work. Absolutely flying in comes Kamzin. There isn't an ounce of energy being left. Lisov with a hit. And away come the RPC. This is brilliant, Jono. Absolutely brilliant to watch. We've got 6 more minutes and change still to come.
It is great to watch. And we've been asking all week, what do we make of RPC? Who are their big rivals? Who will give them the game? Well, to come up against one of the world's best, put in this type of shift, it's commendable. But maybe we shouldn't have been so surprised. Some brilliant talent in the RPC roster, but the grit of Canada, the experience they've shown, it's a real streetwise, gnarly display from them. They've been physical, but they've been clinical. But they would like one more goal. Now, penalty coming up. This final period has been littered with penalty calls. And it will be an extra man for RPC for the next 2 minutes max here. As we go to a break, RPC still trailing 2-1. We'll be back soon. Zach Lavin in the box. Well, maybe it's a chance for a breather, but it's a lonely place to be, watching on as your teammates try and successfully see out another power play for RPC. They scored in the second period on the power play. Miachin got that goal. He's on the bench this time. Big puff of the cheeks from Ken Babby. He is prepared for the next 2 minutes, is he? As he has his best 4 skaters on the ice to try and see out this once again. Both these teams driving themselves to the limits in order for a place in tomorrow's gold medal game. Who will be there? This is smooth. Oh, look for the outside there, Shikov. Didn't see a red jersey, just saw white. They smothered him. As Kazatkin keeps the puck alive, and they must come from deep again. Here's Miachin, the man who has given RPC hope in the second period, and that has just levered them on to this third period hope of an equalising goal. It's not yet transpired. Half the power play gone.
Hit. Oh.
Plenty more of that to come in these last 4.5 minutes. Westlake now singing it down the centre. And this is a lot of chasing from RPC here. They're not letting the puck do the work. It's Canada. And RPC, for the third time, have to scurry back and chase and come from deep again. Here's Galkin, a live wire from the defence. May go alone here. He's got Westlake just keeping him occupied. Galkin now from wide. It might open up for Galkin. Oh, the block shots come through. The scurry comes in. And Larocque is unscathed.
Oh.
And that is down to his defenseman, and that was Westlake on the stretch. Every sinew being pulverised here from both sides in order to get the next goal. But he's at it for the power play, or is there one more wave? Lisov in front, 2 to beat. Lisov back, good opportunity. Shot comes in from Galkin. Again, it's desperate. Again, Larocque unmoved. And the penalty kill from Canada successful, but goodness me, it was close. But Lavin is back on, and Lavin is prepared for the fight. 3:20 to go here in Ostrava, a place in the World Championship gold medal game at stake, as the United States of America watch on and see which one of these two they'll be facing tomorrow. It looks like Canada, looks like the old enemy, but RPC are giving as good as they've got here in order to try and make the claim to be there themselves. Bronze medal game, of course, will be an achievement against Korea. But after all the energy being used here, Alan, it will be a very difficult defeat to take for whoever is on the wrong side of this scoreline.
This is wonderfully poised, isn't it? Fascinating to watch, physical and painful to play, and agonising, especially if you're RPC. Oh, any more of a contact there from Petrov, and that might have been the game changer. 1-2. The Canadians are leading. There's less than 3 minutes here. Oh, nice and high. Tried to do something a little different. Gave it some thought. Sokolov following in. Laroque tank screen above him. He wants just how long he's left here. The answer is long enough for all manner of drama. From deep! Wide. Canadians forcing it down the right side, and the race is on here. Kamzin is through the middle of the two of them. Lavin's there. Kamzin's done really, really well. He'll whip it round the boards here. Miachin back behind his own cage. At the moment, RPC have been caged. They've been held up. They've been stopped in their tracks of winning. It's been over and over. It's been a great habit for them to get into over the last few years. And they have certainly tested everything that Canada have got. 144 here. Miachin can't stretch in to get a touch on that one. Canadians more than happy to have it behind the RPC goal, but then it's stolen away and over the blue line it comes, but just flicked backwards. Bridges there, helping out. That's Hickey away. West McGregor, sorry. Laffin goes diving in, but neither of them have realised that this is a puck that's free and out in the open. It's getting desperate now. Big manoeuvres on the blue line. Less than a minute to go here, Jono.
Yeah, it's tremendous work from Canada. There's a lot of teamwork. There's a lot of commitment. And there's a lot of organisation here as they will look to just see out the last 40 here, unbreached, as they have been so far in the third period, just like they were on game day one against the United States when it looked like a perilous position to be in. But this has been a tremendous effort from both sides, and a real shame that there has to be a loser. This was worthy of being the gold medal game itself, it really was. But the United States will know, against Canada, they're going to be up against tough opposition as Canada keep this puck. And RPC so far away from the opposing goal now, surely not enough time. As it counts down, they will drive up the ice, but they will not have enough time left on the clock. And what a huge victory for Canada. 2-1 they come through. Dominic Laroque, the man to thank for them. And what a tremendous effort from RPC, who halved the deficit with the power play goal in the second period and tried to rattle the Canadian cage, but were unable to get past Laroque for a second time. And he is the man that has got them into the gold medal game against the United States of America. What a team effort from Canada. We really saw them stretch to the limits there. Tyler McGregor, the captain, 8 goals for him now in these championships. He says there is more to come. He says there is more in the tank. Did we see it in that third period? Or should the United States of America be concerned for tomorrow's game? For RPC, they will battle for bronze. but it is Canada once again in the final with the United States of America. And what a privilege it has been to bring you this epic semi-final from Ostrava. Well, they can have a lie down. Alan, we've still got one more big game to come today in a few hours as we see who gets the 5th spot and the final place for Beijing next year. But what a game we have just seen here on this ice, which must be melting. We will see who gets player of the game from both these teams. Miachin, the goal scorer for RPC. It was a dream moment for the 19-year-olds on the big stage. We said that this tournament, 5 years in the making for RPC. He would have been just 14 years old then. But he has grown with this program and scoring on the big stage in the semi-final of a World Championship. It wasn't the cleanest goal, no doubt about that, but it looped past Larocque. As Zach Lavin, huge performance from him. Huge performance from their men in white. And he is the man that gets the player of the game accolade for Canada. Huge win for them. And we talked about as well, what a warm-up this has been for them for the gold medal game tomorrow. They've played at a pace now that they can use for tomorrow. Maybe USA haven't. We'll see what happens. But for now, Canada, semi-final winners here against RPC. Huge victory for Canada, not just getting in the final, but it's a huge emotional victory. It's a huge team victory. We talk about at the start of these championships how much preparation these sides had to compete at the top level and show their best on the global stage. Well, these two have brought the best out of each other today. Canada will be confident. They've got another gear they can go into for tomorrow. Quick rest and recovery from them back at the team hotel. RPC not looking downbeat at all. They know that today was a statement. May not be their time this year, but maybe, just maybe, in Beijing, which they will be at, well, the next World Championships could be an opportunity for them to step up to the mark as the world's best. What we do know is that it will be an all-North American final. I repeat, of the last few major international finals. Canada against the United States of America. You can catch it here from Ostrava tomorrow. Before that, you'll be able to catch the bronze medal game between the Republic of Korea and RPC. And before that, later tonight, we will see which team will finish 5th and qualify automatically for the Beijing 2022 Winter Paralympic Games. You can see at the bottom, Norway against the Czech Republic, the host nation. The all-European tie coming up later tonight. The bronze medal game tomorrow, Korea against RPC. And USA-Canada will be the blockbuster showdown at the end of this magnificent World Para Ice Hockey Championships. A real pleasure to bring this coverage to you today. One more game to go on the penultimate day of action in Ostrava. We will see you later on for that. But for now, congratulations to Canada, who will face the USA tomorrow.
We have Zach Levin with us. Zach, a hard-fought win against RPC. Can you talk us through the game? How tough was it?
Yeah, you know, they're a physical team, and you know, we were watching them throughout the tournament there, and we haven't played them in a bit, so we were definitely watching the footage there and going over our structures. But we came out pretty physical right off the hop, put a few in, and you know, we had some awesome saves from the back end too, and some great PKs.
Exactly. This game had everything. At the end, you won, and you are going to the final against the USA, your familiar friends. What can you say about that game?
Yeah, you know, we're excited, so we're gonna take the night here, and you know, the only game that matters now is the game ahead of you. So we're gonna take the night, rest up, and now we're gonna get ready for the next one.
Thank you very much. Congrats one more time.
Thank you.